So, books. Books are an amazing way to learn. Well, let me show you how I, as an AUDHD person, reads on paper books or ebooks. I will talk about the pros and cons of the both book style from my point of view and why I think people should start to read more. Ebooks, the pros. They are very easy to transport. You can put it a lot on one devices. The device itself do not take too much place like an iPad or e-reader. You can fit a lot of books on just one device, and one book can be shared on many devices. I can start reading on my e-ink reader, then continue on my iPad or my Mac, which is very useful when you forget one of those three. Also, it's way easier to create, so more people can be creative and create books and easily share them online. And a small detail, you do not need a bookmark, which can be useful if you forget your own bookmark at home. Now, the cons of the ebook. The physical book itself, you do not have repair where you are in the book. You don't know if you are in the beginning, at the end, in the middle, which the paper book have because it's physical, you know where you are. And also how a lot of people around me told me the paper touch, being able to touch the paper, to smell it, it's important for people, like really. Now, the real paper book. The pros, the physical touch, like I just said, people want to touch it, smell it, being able to have it in hands, and like I again just said, being able to know where you are in the book. Now, the cons. The price. The paper books are very expensive. Also, they take a lot of space. In my room, I have books everywhere, in my shelves, in my drawer, really everywhere. And talking about the transport, the ebook can be easily transported. It is on a device, so you just put the device in your bag and it is on. The paper book, if you read many books on the go, it can be quite heavy. You just add more and more and more weight in the bag. And also, in the transport, you can damage the book. I personally hate damaging the books, so that's why I started to read the ebooks. Now, the books in general. I saw a decline of the youngs reading books. I sound like an old person, really. I myself, during my teenage years, started to read way less. And I just recently, thanks to the French government, finally they do something nice, giving us some finance to buy books that I started to read again, really. That just being able to buy the books, I started to read again. Well, even without the financial help, like I just said, I was reading ebooks, getting them from many ways, legal or not. And I found myself reading quite slowly, forgetting what I just read, and very often losing the motivation to read. So I was reading books very slowly, and time to time, when I was a bit motivated, I would read a chapter or maybe a page or two. And apart reading books, I was also reading some articles, mainly about tech and sometimes about politics. But like I just said, I recently got some paper books and I realized many things. Let's begin with the struggle I had with ebooks. I lose less often motivation or where I am, and mainly it is more of a learning or maybe skill, but I found myself less addicted to social medias and feel someone smarter. And I could say reading had sharpened my knowledge and reflection over my surrounding, politics, imagination. It feels like I lose those skills over the years of not reading on my phone. I had a lot of fun reading books from which some shows like Of Money and Blood I based on, or movies like Fight Club, but also some books about my hobbies like photography, like Brian Peterson books, which I appreciate much. But mainly, I read a lot of so-called left-wing books about economy, society, and ecology. Those books help me understand all of the subject above. Well, of course, not the whole knowledge, because where would be the fun of learning new things? Like I read once in a book, well, it was a French book, so I'm gonna translate it and say it in my way. The smart person is the one willing to learn new things, not the one knowing everything. To be honest, that sentence helped me read things to learn, really. Also, books and articles, like being honest, are the best way to learn things, especially to learn the news or hobbies or a new point of view to understand life, well, everything. Well, I really recommend reading books just to give a new subject and writer's point of view. Well, it's already the end of the video. And thanks for watching that show video and also the first one. I hope you enjoyed and don't forget to like and subscribe. It really motivates me. Thanks.